Hey guys, it's Daniel from LazerGaming. In this video we're going to be talking about Call of Duty 2018, some rumors around it, and what I think Treyarch is going to make for their next Call of Duty. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below for much more Call of Duty content, and in the background I have some Black Ops 3 and some Black Ops 2 gameplay to kind of go along with this commentary. So the pretty much only official information we know is that Treyarch posted a job listing looking for someone with modern military and weapon technology knowledge, someone who'd worked with firearms and that kind of stuff. So that implies that they're not going to be in the past, or at least they're not going to make a game too far in the past. Something like World War II or even early Cold War, such as the Korean War, is probably going to be ruled out based on this. But at the same time, we can't completely rule it out because in Black Ops 3, it was a futuristic game, but for example, the zombies was set in the 1940s. So we could see something like that where the campaigns may be set in modern times, but multiplayer is different. We can't really know at this time, but just based on modern military technology, I'm going to assume that it's going to be based in modern times. Or post-modern times, so maybe around the time where Black Ops 2 is set, or even further into the future. Now, Treyarch going into the future could be a good move because Black Ops 3 was arguably the best jetpacking game and the best futuristic game. The only downside for that game, in my opinion, was the connection was a bit shaky, and I didn't really like the campaign, or at least I didn't like how the campaign didn't really finish off the Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 campaigns, which I thought deserved a much better ending. And the connection is something that doesn't really matter to the time period, it's just something to do with Treyarch servers. But I do think that they will go either modern or future. I personally would like to see another modern shooter. I think that would be really good. Something in the past after World War II I don't think would be that good. I personally just think that the streaks and the sort of creative freedom that the developers have is just sort of limited in Call of Duty World War II. And while it does make a sort of much better campaign, just with sort of the historical references and the interest in the campaign itself, I don't necessarily like just how restricted the developers are and how they don't really have as much creativity in a World War II setting. Now we can expect some official information on this coming out in the spring, probably March, April, or May. We'll probably get some teases and stuff in March and April, and we probably will get that full trailer at the end of April or early May, like we did in pretty much all of the other CODs. You can expect that if it's a Black Ops series, they might continue the campaign of Black Ops 3, but at the same time, it seemed to have a pretty good end to the trilogy, so we could see a completely new game from Treyarch that just branches off into something completely different, or you could see a different name like Call of Duty Black Ops 1.5-ish. They probably wouldn't name it that, but it could be something that's set in between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, so maybe a more modern setting like we saw in Modern Warfare or that kind of stuff. We could even see a game set between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I don't think they're going to go much beyond Black Ops 3. Infinite Warfare is the only game to really go beyond that time period. Black Ops 3 was set in 2065. Infinite Warfare was set in like 2165 or around then. So I don't think Treyarch's going to go that far into the future. So I think that if they did go futuristic, they'd probably just do something like 2040, maybe in between Black Ops 1 and 2. And then if they don't go future, they're probably just going to stick with modern, something like that. What I do really want from the game also is just to keep that core multiplayer intact. They've had the two best multiplayer games, arguably, with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. Modern Warfare 2 can be thrown in there as well. But as far as Treyarch's games, their last two games have had the best multiplayer. So kind of stick with what they're doing with the multiplayer. The campaign could use some work, definitely. Just based off the Black Ops 3 campaign, it wasn't very good, or sort of didn't really bring in the audience that much. And then something I'm going to also talk about is something that's more important to me is competitive Call of Duty. So I think that if they did go modern, they'd have a lot more freedom with the competitive. Because they'd be able to pretty much create any weapon they want, and they wouldn't really have to stick to any historical references with the weapons. And I think that that's true for pretty much most games. While the Call of Duties in at least COD World War II, the weapons do look historically accurate, the statistics that they do are completely changed from their historical accuracy to fit the game's balance. So I don't think that's much of an issue, but I really do think that they need to fix the competitive from Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was not a very good competitive game, other than Search and Destroy. With Uplink and Hardpoint, it was just really poor. So I'm hoping that they can sort of revive the Black Ops 2 competitiveness and bring that back, and maybe bring in some cool League play, because it hasn't really been a cool competitive scene, at least for just the average player, since Black Ops 2 and League play. So I'm hoping that they can bring that back with CoD 2018. But again, all we really have to know is that we're going to get more information on this in the coming months. Tell me what you guys think about this down below. Do you think it'll be Black Ops 4? And if you do you think it'll be set after Black Ops 3, before Black Ops 3? What time period do you think it'll be set in? And other than that, do you think that they might go for a standalone game and just start an entire new franchise separate from the Black Ops series? If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe if you are new here. That's what it is for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.